All right. You see it. The choice four until we said goodbye. Not when we say goodbye, until we said goodbye. Let's go. Good morning. Let's wake up with some choice four. Let's go. Say goodbye. We said goodbye till we said goodbye. Till we say goodbye. Till we say goodbye. Till we say goodbye. Till we say goodbye. All right. All right. That's how I start my morning with some choice four. You feel me? All right. What we talking about today, man? So I just got um some kind of no, I got a message that they my videos is being well received, and they like to come people like the commentary after the actual video that I do my subject on. And one lady was like, honestly, I just like your point of view of things. You just give a unique perspective. And um I don't know how unique it is, but I guess it is because it's my perspective, which is different from yours. And so everything I talk about is just life experience. And um I've been out here from the beginning. I've been out here. Me and my crew been going to parties and concerts since 14 years old. So I go all the way back to the Run DMC, LL Cool J concerts. I was just telling my cousin how when the Jacksons came to RFK Stadium, I went to the Capitol Center. I went to the Capitol Center to see Run DMC and the Raising Hell tour and everybody on that tour, which was a great show. But I kind of regret going to that show because I missed the Jacksons, which was their last tour. I never got to see Michael or Prince. My mother seen Prince live, performing at Hollywood Live out in West Virginia. Prince just dropped in and performed. I don't know what was that about. I think Prince had an artist out there. I think a lady, and so he was there shadowing her, and I guess Prince just can't stay in the background. He come out and make his presence known, and he get the gig in because he did it at it was a spot called the Platinum, if I'm not mistaken, down in near uh we used to have a strip club in DC called Club 55, and it was right around the corner. It might have been Planet Nation, something like that. And then we had a club called the Chapter 3, but it was a Chapter 1 and a Chapter 2. By the time I became a teenager and turned 18, that club was Chapter 3. So Chapter 1 and 2 was my cousin in them age group. And then when me and my crew became of age, then we started hitting that spot. So yeah, then it turned into a gentleman's club, like a strip club, but a high end strip club, which they call a gentleman club. And I forget the name of that, but the dude that used to run Republic Gardens that eventually opened Dream and Love. What was that dude name? Big party promoter dude, just blew up. I forget that dude name, but but I want to say Rob something. Anyway, Republic Gardens was a daggone. It was like a row house. I think 3 levels, and it was tight in it because it was packed. My man made money. I forget dude name, but I would see him on Saturdays in the gas station when he owned the Gentleman's Club. He'll spend $500 making no playing $500 worth of lotto numbers. Let me look this dude up because I hate not knowing, you know, people names in my stories, you know. Mark Barnes, that's his name. Former Love nightclub in Northeast DC sold Howard University News Service. Okay, he sold Howard University News Service. So is that saying that he was part of the media crew? He was a fixture on U Street. Because that's where Republic Gardens was at. It was on U Street. So yeah, Mark Barnes, the legendary Mark Barnes. Yeah. Wow. Listen to this. Mark Barnes, the nightclub originally opened at as Dream in 2001 and struggled financially until it changed its name to The Love in 2005. The former owner, Mark Barnes, sold the club to real estate investor Dean Smothers in 2010 for $7.1 million. Yeah, that's some DC history right there. You know, so I'm glad I looked that up. I'm glad I looked that up. You know, because he's a DC fixture in the culture of the nightlife. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm glad I looked that up. But yeah, so yeah, yeah, I used to see him like on Saturdays. You know, I used to work downtown at night, and once I got off, I'll go get gas and coffee and McDonald's. That used to be right there on North Capitol. Is that North Capitol? South Capitol. And that leads right into the Frederick Douglass Bridge. And if you haven't been to see the Frederick Douglass new renovation of the bridge, it's beautiful. You look like you're in San Francisco. You know, they really beautifying the city real tough, and I love it. You know, I was mad when they started cleaning the Potomac. You know, I was like, we drinking this dirty water all these years, and now they want to clean it up because they putting the stadiums all around there, and you know, so basically, you wasn't doing it, in my opinion, allegedly for the residents of DC. You're looking for the potential residents to come to DC, so you want to purify the water for them. You know, so I had an attitude about that. But, I'm looking at the big picture. Yeah, you're catering to the new residents coming to DC, but my kids and grandkids and my younger generation of my family and friends, they get the benefit also from the new DC. So with that, I got over it, So how about them Skins beating Carolina and Pittsburgh lost and who they played? They was getting the Chargers was playing them hard. That was a good game too. So needless to say, their flag came down. My wife is a Steeler fan, so that flag had to come down. We fly our flags when we get the W's. We celebrate. My neighbor across from me is a New Orleans fan, and right beside him is a New York fan, and that's like a Spanish family. And I love my neighborhood because it's diverse, and you know, and we all respect each other's space, and it's all good. It ain't the majority of nothing. Everybody, you know, you know, everybody is different cultures. We mind our business. We say hey to everybody and keep it moving. That's the way it's supposed to be. Nobody should be all in your business unless you invite them in your business. So appreciate that. But I found out Malcolm X, one of his daughters died. They found her dead yesterday in her Brooklyn apartment or residence. And they not saying if it's foul play or natural causes or what. But Willie D reported it, so I want to give him his props on that. And they let somebody out. The courts of New York let somebody out recently, overturned the charges of a conviction, I guess because of new evidence that wasn't being able to be presented in the 80s. So this man been locked up since the 80s. So they let him out. I think he just served his term, and so he been in since 85. So that's what, about 25, 30 years. And so Willie D like looking sideways, like, okay, this dude get out and now she did. Is that a coincidence? And this daughter was Malcolm X, one of his twins, who uh, came after his death 7 months because Miss Shabazz, Betty Shabazz, Malcolm X's wife, was pregnant with twins when he got gunned down, and on that night or that day. When I go to New York, I would like to go to that hall where he was shot. It's a statue of him. So every time we go to New York, we kind of be pressed for time. But when I go up there, in the near future, I want to go and see his statue, and take some pictures beside it. And the congressman that was out of Harlem, I forget his name, but he was married to a famous pianist back in the day. I want to say the 40s, and what's his name? I'm probably googling everything today, but his dad was a pastor, and Vanessa Williams and one of the dudes from the Fire Heartbeats, the light skinned dude, portrayed him in a movie. I forget his name. Congressman. Powell. Adam Clayton Powell Jr., U.S. Representative. That was his name. Yep. Yep. Clayton Powell. Adam Clayton Powell Jr. Yeah. Yeah, he was married to a pianist from back in the day, and it didn't work because uh, she was an entertainer, a millionaire entertainer, and so she got bored with the wife, uh, being a wife of a music. I mean, of a politician. It was too. It was too settled for her, if you will. And so it just didn't work. Hazel Scott, 1945 to 1960. So they hung in there for a while. Yeah, Hazel Scott, the pianist from Harlem, New York. Yeah, she was bad. She was a millionaire performer, pianist that played all over the world in the 1940s in their timeline, so that was in the 40s, you know. She was a millionaire pianist from Harlem, so yeah. So she was actually wealthier than him, he was like, he come from a little bit of money. He wasn't rich, his family wasn't rich, but they was probably $400,000 a year family, you know, and so that probably was his salary, but he had the clout, you know, and you know, he knew the movers and the shakers of the 40s, and and that's across the board, the illegal and the legal, and he made his presence known on both sides of the fence, because the criminals was his friends and the legal eagles was his colleagues, you know, and he was a pastor's kid, a pre-K, a PK. So he came from different worlds, the church, the streets, and then he went into politics. And through Hazel Scott, he was part of the entertainment world. And I think even before her, he was in with the in crowd with the entertainers because, you know, the entertainers, they world travelers when they go and gig places. So, you know, so just being linked to folks like that, uh, is very beneficial to getting to know people worldwide because of their travels, and I mean, in various ways, I mean, that could be beneficial, to be linked with somebody that is a world traveler and they meeting people that they can link you to, so yeah. So I ain't gotta get too much into that. So yeah, I just wanted to report that now. Willie D also said that Malcolm X's grandson that started the fire back in '89 when he was 12, that burnt his grandmother, Betty Shabash, and she eventually died from her complications. You know, I guess he was a firebug playing with matches and stuff at 12. Anyway, he went to juvenile jail. So when he was 18, they let him go. And not only that, someone typed in to Willie D that Malcolm X's grandson was beat down and killed in Mexico because he wouldn't pay a tab he ran up for $1,200 at a bar. So yeah, the internet is notorious, you know. So I bet you didn't know that. So the YouTuber, bloggers, yeah, we bringing information that the mainstream don't give you. So yeah, you know, whether they know it or whether they want to face it or not, the internet, uh, uh, content creators and hosts and hostess of their own platforms and shows, we get into the news on a vicious level than they are. They keeping it generic. We going deep. We bringing you the hood news and whatever that they don't bring you. And real talk, when anything happen worldwide, it's on the internet first before it hit mainstream news. Yeah, it's either on the internet or the radio first before it hit mainstream news. And I done witnessed it. You know, I listen to the radio a lot. You know, I'm online a lot, social media. So therefore, I get information, you know, from these sources before it get to the news, before it get to the papers. So yeah, it's a game changer, you know. And shouts out to the World Wide Web and everybody responsible for bringing it to the forefront as another source of life and information and very innovative. You know, Steve Jobs and everybody responsible for the internet. You know what I'm saying? You know, so, you know, it's like, you know, it's just on another level. So I'm just gonna say it like that. Um, you know, so shouts out to Silicon Valley and all you geniuses that created this world wide web and everything that goes with it. It's a lot of BS that goes on with the world star fights that they used to show that would be out of control. I mean, it was entertaining at times, but then it started getting ridiculous because people really was getting hurt, you know, and it was only showing us acting crazy. You know, you'll get a few videos of other ethnic groups, but it was only us acting like monsters and folks that's out of control. And I got tired of that, you know. So I was like, I'm glad that they shut it down and censored it, whereas though they not showing it on the net no more. But you could get a few videos here and there. But you know, I'm just tired of my people looking crazy all the time. You know what I'm saying? So so I'm just glad that they made the decision to say enough is enough, and and because of that, people gotta walk within a restricted line on what you put on these internet uh, uh, airwaves. And if it's not in within if it's not within the restrictions, then they're gonna flag you and take your channel. So, all right, that's it for today. Let me let me I'm gonna say shouts out to all the merch, uh, you know, people that done bought my merch, which is my hats and my shirts. Thank you so much. You know, I done you know, sent out a few hats and some shirts, and I really do appreciate it. And so thank you for thinking of me enough to want to wear my brand and promote me. So shouts out to everybody that's riding with Streets Finest, and we here to stay. And I do any content justice that I come on here and I talk about. So just know I do things with dignity and pride and with validity at the end of the day. So this Big Dave signing off, Streets Finest, like, share, subscribe, and salute. Thank you. Peace.